One of the primary concerns of rideshare drivers, whether driving for Uber or Lyft, is the fact that the ride-sharing companies often make changes to their business model without any input or say-so from us drivers. And oftentimes those changes completely alter the way we do business, earn money, and are able to feed our families. What up, folks? Once again, it is your boy Tim with another ride-sharing video. Uber has made changes that yours truly I can only refer to as bad news for drivers. Now, this comes out of an article titled Uber Rolls Out Updates, including a way for teens to book rides. Teenagers being able to book rides on their own. Yours truly, I don't see how this does not have 1,000 different ways it could go wrong. But I want you to hear from the article the way they stated. They try to play it up, giving you the indication that maybe parents are there's some type of involvement, maybe less to worry about. But listen to this. Beginning May 22nd, teenagers between the ages of 13 and 17 will be able to request their own deliveries and rides. So we're talking food service as well. Consenting parents and guardians will have full control over their teens' accounts, and they can monitor trips and deliveries in real time. Uber said only highly rated and experienced drivers will be able to complete rides with teens. What the hell is a highly rated and experienced driver? That's a driver that has a lot of trips and a high amount of stars behind its profile. That does not have a damn thing to do with being able to properly handle and negotiate the temperament of teenagers. You could have a 5-star rating and 20,000 trips and be bad with children. Maybe you cannot handle the noise, the constant giggling, lack of supervision or discipline that teens often exhibit. There could be a host of reasons. Highly experienced, highly rated and inexperienced drivers. That's the biggest load of bull I have ever heard of. There's a reason why teachers have to have psych exams and psych evals to show that they can be around children. Children have a different mindset, a different temperament, and some people just cannot handle being around kids. Going by stars and ratings and how many trips they took is a bad idea. But let me know in the comments. Are you okay with picking up teens that can book rides on their own? You think this is a good idea? It amounts to more trips. Now, there's obviously some huge cons to this. Number one being, even though they make it sound like the teenager has to be working in concert with their parent or legal guardian, let's just be clear. There's a hell of a lot of negligent parents and legal guardians out there. Plenty of parents will just hand their smartphone to the child, let him book trips and do whatever he wants or he or she wants as they may, without any sort of follow-up. So when you're picking up a child, assuming that the parent or guardian is overseeing the kid properly and making sure that they're not on some bullshit, no way, no how. A lot of parents give their child almost 100% independence, and it's not always because the child deserves to be trusted with their own independence. I just do not see how that cannot become a problem in the future. And then obviously the other issue that every driver is not going to like. You're not going to get a tip from a damn teenager. The fact that Uber has changed their business model in yet another direction that kills tipping should not surprise you, because we talked about using us as medical transports. Talked about that in some videos a few weeks ago. You know, they're using Uber drivers to transport passengers to rehabs, dialysis centers, you know, different hospitals and clinics, being booked by a third party. The third party almost never tips the drivers. So here is yet another change of service. The drivers had no say-so in, was not asked their opinion, and it's for the most part going to result in you getting nothing in terms of tips. We barely get tips from the adult passengers. You damn sure not going to get one from a teenager. So once again, the incentive to do this stuff is minimal at best. In addition to allowing teenagers to book their own damn rides, there is another issue they've done. The ability to call Uber without using the app. Uber has come up with their own 800 number, 1-833-USE-UBER. So now the passengers can use a phone number, an 800 number, to call a ride. Anywhere that can possibly go wrong. One of the benefits of ride sharing is there is a digital footprint in regards to everything you do. You got the passengers' information if they provided it accurately, but you got some of it in your device. So if something happens, you have a little bit of something to fall back on. In this case, where they got to call an 800 number, if something happens to you, you're victimized, or even if a passenger leaves something in your vehicle that you really want to return to them, you're totally dependent on Uber to provide you with a means of contacting that person. And I'm bringing that up because Uber has been historically known to be very difficult to work with when you need to contact a previous passenger. I got videos where I've been talking about homicides, where detectives were trying to solve a case of a driver losing their life and stating that Uber is not cooperating with the investigation. Uber cannot be dependent upon if you really need to contact them really for anything. You know, sometimes you got to use emails and text messages. Just simply picking up a phone and getting one of them can be damn near impossible in some markets. So going from using the app to allowing folks to use an 800 number, I don't see a lot of upside in that either. The only upside I see in a passenger having to using an 800 number instead of the app, they can't lie about tipping you through the damn app anymore. If you got in the car by dialing an 800 number, you obviously don't have a smartphone or the ability to tip through the app. So it does remove that lie away from you. But listen, we don't get a lot of tips in this business in the first place, so I don't like these changes at all. But you let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Maybe you favor allowing passengers to use an 800 number and picking up teenagers, because it will amount to more trips. They are letting another segment of the population that normally may have been disqualified from requesting trips into the game. For Uber, and I assume Lyft will eventually do this, but for Uber, it certainly is going to amount to more money for them. But as a driver, I don't think this is going to amount to any extra money for you as a driver. But it will likely amount to extra and added headaches for you as a driver, because these are the type of passengers that can cause a lot of riff in your vehicle. Teenagers want to get in your car and want to continue vaping, and you're pissed off about it. The teenager doesn't want you reprimanding them. Maybe they're talking to their friends at school. They get in your car, but they don't close the door because they're trying to carry on a conversation with another student. You're trying to get them to close the damn door so you can drive off, and they don't like that. It's up to you to hope that they don't put gum or something on the seats, rip the seats, spit in your car or something, and discuss. Teenagers do this shit. Not making it up, because I know when I was a teenager, I probably wasn't a big fan of adults telling me what to do. Putting teens in your vehicle without adults, there's 1,000 things that can go wrong with this. You let me know in the comments what you think. Nevertheless, it's your boy Tim. Subscribe to the damn channel, and I'll see you in the next video.